Hi folks, my name is Anne and this is my mystical ranting. I've been asked to put more information out there about my point of view on this particular topic of awakening. So I'm going to attempt to sum up my understanding, or a portion of my understanding, because that would take all day, of what is going on and how it may be affecting you. There's a particular reason why you are watching this video right now, and I'm very thankful and grateful that you are taking the time to take a look at this. I'm hoping you find a tidbit of information that may help explain where you're at and why. I am assigned to really be a messenger related to the awakening. Now, I call it the awakening because what is actually happening on a global scale is that people are waking up. You've heard the term woke. A greater and greater mass of people are waking up. Now, I happen to have some sort of perspective that it may be different from some of you that are experiencing this. I was in a hospital bed for 4 months, really in no communication with the outside world, and for the most part, rarely communication with those around me. My senses were very cut off. Really all I had was my soul and my thought process and my will and determination to get through an extremely difficult time. I did survive because I'm here, and I am what they call 5D, which is an experience in itself. What I'd get into really the detail of that at another time. But the point being to that is what I learned when I actually got home from the hospital is how much each of us are bombarded with every day with messages and information and stimulation and thoughts and media all around us. The television, the lights, the brights, the cameras, the action, it's always going, 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 going. And so much of it isn't positive. So when I first started watching, I had a hard time sitting in a car and having someone drive me because the stimulation was so much. It just occurred to me, you know, how much we are actually taking in every day as a human on this planet, and most of it very fast-paced, very electronic, and very stimulating, not necessarily in a good way. So when I got home and in recovery, which, you know, took a long time, I was still on my own. There was something that was really strange to me when I turned on the television, because I hadn't been around television. I hardly even used my phone. I was really incapable, really, of communicating at one point in the process at all to anybody verbally. Even with writing, I couldn't communicate. So I was cut off, but I was taken care of by a collective, by a greater, and I saw a greater presence of and knowing that I wasn't alone. But so when I got home, I started watching some television, you know, to keep me occupied. And as soon as I turned it on, I just felt overwhelmed with stimulation and negative messaging. I mean, you don't realize how much you're actually taking in every day just watching the television. It was mind-boggling to me how much negativity we are being bombarded with when you have a chance to actually really step away and be in solitude and you come back to it. It kind of blew my mind that people actually sit around and take all of this negativity and just massive information and flashing in every day. to the point where I couldn't even, I had to keep turning the television off because it was too much for me. So the reason I'm giving that background and insight is because I know as you are watching this and kind of realize then that maybe something's up, there is something up. And what it is this earth has gotten to a point where we have lost touch with ourselves, with our true identity, our true oneness, our true uniqueness. And we are just starting to realize that this is really happening. I mean, this is not new. This has been going on since ancient times. This is what they talk about in The Secret. This higher level of consciousness, awakening, free will coming into oneself, the third eye, all of that has been talked about really, I mean, for centuries, literally for centuries. So this is not a new concept. What is new around it is the speed to which it is occurring and affecting a global audience now. Now, I was born a starseed, meaning I really was put into this role at a very early age, and I did not realize that there are a lot of things that were hidden from me. I didn't realize what I brought to the table, what my calling was, what my true identity was in terms of being intuitive, being an empath, having access to so much information, but it wasn't available to me. There's a lot of reasons why that was, but as far as I'm concerned, the timing and everything I went through was perfect because that is what I needed to go through to get here. So, during my recovery, I actually, experienced the Kundalini awakening. A lot of very physical ailments occurred during the midst of a massive recovery from major life-threatening surgery. So, and also an extreme amount of anxiety because of, how scared I was, the fear I had of death, of being ill again, of not recovering. I lived in extreme anxiety after my experience, and I had a lot of anxiety in my life prior to that, and that kind of thing. But it was just so strong. And I decided that, personally, I'm going to heal because, this is a process that is not easy. I mean, you really have to dig extremely deep inside of your soul and fight to see the light. I'm being a little dramatic, but it's true because it's going to require you to be the best mental athlete you've ever been in your life. I went on the mission to heal myself because I was actually concerned about working with other people to help my anxiety, because I felt in my mind, how would they know how to fix my anxiety? They were never in the position I was in. They were never in a life-threatening situation, and they weren't constantly fighting for their lives. So how could they possibly help me reduce my anxiety? So I went on a mission, a purposeful mission in my head to go and find out how to get better, how to calm myself down. And it led me on an extremely interesting mission of research and understanding. Things would come to me. I would learn things. I would be directed to things. And I knew that this was guided. I knew that this experience I had been through changed me fundamentally. And it changed me really back to who I truly am. So, I'm extremely lucky in a way. Most people wouldn't look at it that way, considering, kind of what I've been through. But I look at it now as a gift. I do have a gift, and I do I do see what's going on. So there's so much conversation around this, but I just wanted to give you perspective that what you're going through is really, it is going to change the way we are as humans on this planet. And it's happening. It's going to happen. It continues to happen at a quick and fast pace and rate. So I want you to know that I'm here for you, to guide you, to explain things to you in layman's terms. I am earthbound. I mean, I am, everybody's a regular person, but I stay here and kind of figure things out to help you. That's really what my role is to be a layman in this crazy experience, because it's got a lot of twists and turns to it, and you just don't snap your fingers to get through it. I wish that would be the case, but this requires you to actually really delve deep into your own self and your own soul. And in a lot of cases, it means that people that are in your life may not be the best people to be in your life. So that's kind of the beginning of the story. I have my mystical rantings page on Instagram that I kind of go into some of the messages that I get channeled to me on a regular basis. So I'm given insight on a daily basis as to what is going on. But it's really from a standpoint of just basic to sort of the everyday person. So, don't be afraid. Be fearless. Be brave. Embrace change. Realize that this is going to be a challenging journey only because we all have some of that stuff in there that we've pushed aside and pushed down for, sometimes since childhood. So you can work through it. We can get there. You got to keep an open mind. Go look at other people. Go hear other points of view. Always be discerning and always stay true to what you believe to be true. Keep an open mind. Feel the voice in your head that has actually already been guiding you. Maybe you've seen a lot of red flags and a lot of pieces of the puzzle, but didn't understand what they were, what they meant to you. But you'll start to see some of it come together, and it'll be piece by piece. It'll make sense. It's imperative that you stay moving down this path because we have the power to make this world what it needs to be. It can't sustain. We cannot sustain. The earth cannot sustain what we are putting it through. So it is our responsibility of citizens of this earth to bring about the change, to bring about a new level of basic kindness, compassion, love, and collective teamwork. We're all in this together. There is no one. So the more that you start to heal yourself, the more we start to heal the planet. So stay on your path, stay on your journey. I'm going to pick specific topics to try and teach you some things. I've been around a few years. I have a lot of scars. I have a couple kids. So I'm hoping my perspective will help you. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.